So, Shea, Carrie, this is such a thrill for me. I'm talking with two of the absolute best actors, and how lucky are we that we get to see you two working on screen again after Fargo? This is just such a thrill. So, thank you both for the time here.
Thank you. It was a thrill for us to do it.
Yeah, I understand this is something that you guys actively pursued following working together on Fargo. So, tell me, like, how did that come about exactly? Like, who's responsible for this
Shay is
repairing?
responsible. Shay?
Yeah, Jeffrey Reiner wrote a great script, and he came to me to play Don several years ago, and he it took a while, as it does, to get the money together, and it was during the strike, and we got a waiver, and this money just these a couple of investors out of Texas, they were so amazing, came to us. We were sitting, they said, and then we went and had lunch at an Armenian restaurant because of Armin. And we're sitting there, and I said, "Look, we need somebody great to do this, and I think I have the perfect person." And I told Jeffrey, and Jeffrey was like, "Oh my God, she's my number one. I've written to her before." And I said, "Well, let me go call her." And I literally just like I went into the corner and said, "Hey, it's me. I'm going to send you something. Will you just take a look at it?" She goes, "I'll look at it for you right away." And she did. And I think within an hour, she goes, "If I can do this, I want to do this. Let me get my affairs in order with my kids. She's got beautiful kids, great husband, all this." And it came together, and I'm really
Really
quick,
fast.
right?
Yeah,
Really
really
quick.
fast. Yeah.
Well, Carrie, is that true that the director had reached out to you before, but no dice? Then Shay calls
Yeah,
and
I
it's like,
mean,
oh, I'm on board.
he'd reached out about something else, just like a fan letter. It was very
Mhm.
sweet. So it was not in the interest of like doing a project or anything, just a very kind, just really lovely communication. But we'd never contemplated working together. Um,
Yeah.
but so, he had the line in from Shea Whigham. Shea just called, I'm on speed dial, Shay's phone. So um, and we really did. We were really close friends during Fargo, and so it's always a pleasure when you get to come back together and work on something. And we don't always get to play the leading parts, me and Shay.
Yeah.
So why not
Yeah.
put it together?
I was going to mention that, Shay. I was like, man, it's so refreshing to see you receive top
Isn't it?
co-billing here for a
Yes.
change.
It's where he
Thank you, man.
belongs.
Thank you,
You know,
man.
and I love these kinds of stories. Crime stories are my absolute favorite. They always explore the morality of the people that are involved. They bring them back down to earth and find ways to humanize them for us. And here, what I especially love, Carrie, is that you're going against type for what a femme fatale is sort of known for, which is really, really exciting. Can you tell me a little bit, what are some like classic femme fatale characters that you admire and how you wanted your character to be different?
Well, the best comp Jeffrey had, this is that, Jeffrey's really educated in this. He's a real film fan. And he
Hmm.
was really, oh gosh, what's the title, Shay? There's a great
Big show.
with Lily Tomlin.
The show.
Yeah, is that what it is?
The Big Show, I
Can't
think.
remember. I think it's the Big Show where that was like Jeffrey's main inspiration. And Lily Tomlin is like the classic, like unexpected femme fatale. She's just this
Hmm.
chatty, neurotic, but like very funny, totally against type. And that was his inspiration for writing Phyllis. So in many ways it was on the page. But as far as my, I can't say that I had any specific cinematic inspiration. It's just that in reality, Phyllis is much closer to my actual energy. The
Yeah.
characters I play that I'm most known for are actually very far from me in a way. And Phyllis is actually a lot closer to who I am. I think she would say I'm
Mhm.
equally energetic and maybe annoying and relentless in some way, Shay.
I know. I would never say. I would say oozes charisma.
That's
Carrie
so
oozes charisma. I mean, for me, Matt, for me, I don't make any bones about it. I have to really respect the actor. That if we're going to go in on something heavy and it's going to take time, and I'm going to ask her to come away from her family and all that, and I respect her immensely. And sometimes that's few and far between for me. Like where and there's only a handful of them, and she's at the top of the list because she's going to give you everything you need in order to make. It's hard to make these things, and it's hard.
Yeah.
It's such a personal story, and I felt that, and we felt that responsibility to Jeffrey because it is such a. He was going. He went. He went through things, and he was trying to figure things out, and And on top of that, and then all of a sudden I said, but Carrie and I, we have to find the levity in this piece without playing
Hmm.
levity. And to me, it's some of the funniest stuff that I've seen. I bet we've had a chance to play, her and I. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Whether it's me and Armin, and I actually tell him that I've done the deed, and he's like a puddle on the floor. You know what I mean? And then,
Glenn,
Yeah.
right, and then we come back with wham, she comes back into his house, and we won't say what happens, but so you're constantly off balance in this piece. And I think that's what makes it, that's one of the things that make it so,
Yeah.
you know.
And it's really sad too, because I watch a film like this and I often think to myself, man, 20 years ago, this would be the norm, a film like this. You would see this being made multiple times a year, and these would be like massive, like commercial films. And times have just completely changed that, like you said, we're lucky to have something like this come together now, which in and of itself is both, like I said, sad and special at the same time. For you guys, though, working in this space as much as you do, um, I'm curious to know, like, do you guys see like any hope of these being made more frequently, like in the future? I mean,
I'm feeling in the industry because of, I don't know, because it's being run by banks, that there is a push toward this sort of like $5 million movie, $2 million movie, that actually, because of the strike and getting the waivers, people who had these big projects lined up got to step out of those obligations and then make these quirky passion projects. I think we're
mhm,
seeing some of those coming out now. The
yeah,
difficulty, of course, is distribution, is making the money back. It's how to get a small film enough publicity and momentum that it actually breaks through. I mean, I have His Three Daughters, which Netflix has taken very good care of. I mean,
yeah,
that's a very small movie, but
hmm,
millions of people have watched it because it's streaming.
yeah,
They don't get to have the cinematic experience of seeing film in a theater, but I'm hopeful that there's a drive toward making these smaller movies, and maybe there'll be a new. It's like the Wild West right now. No one's
yeah,
really figured out what's next. So I don't know, because TV is TV. There are a lot of interesting parts in it, but it's also in its way disposable. It's kind of designed to be disposable. You watch it once, and then you move on to the next thing.
hmm,
Film is supposed to last. I don't know, Shay. What do you think? Are you hopeful?
Yeah, I'm an optimist on it. I mean, I just saw Nora the other day and Sean,
Oh, I want to see that.
it's
and
really good.
her
Mm.
film, The Daughters. I mean, it's yeah, I think through everything what we're going through, I think you do find these voices, and sometimes you have to get, inventive, and you find these writers with these voices. I've been talking to my little brother who works in this business, and he just read three things that just blew him away this week.
Oh.
You know what I mean? And it's some kid sitting in Sherman Oaks who, says, I can't get my stuff read, but it just blew him away. So I do think, you know,
There's
yeah,
an appetite
yeah,
for it.
yeah.
Yeah. I thought Glenn Fleshler was so funny on Barry, and to see
Yeah.
him coming over into this film here, acting opposite the two of you as this crime boss who has different motivations than what the film initially proposes. Can you guys tell me a little bit about working opposite him and what he brought to it?
Well, I'll take that. Glenn I went to Glenn. Glenn came on Boardwalk Empire for us, and I really loved what he did on that. And then Mike Shannon and I are doing Waco, and an actor dropped out. We were down there doing Waco in New Mexico, and I called Glenn, and Glenn came in, got on a plane, came in, and just delivered. So I knew with this. It's such a fine line to be. I knew where Armin had to be on both ends of the spectrum, and you had to
Mhm.
have an actor that could deliver that menace, but also once he, I don't want to blow it, but once he's asked me to do what he asks me to do, and he thinks I've done it, you got to be able to have those chops. I mean, he had to go
Yeah.
somewhere in that scene. You know what I mean? So I called him and I said, Jeffrey, you got to see this guy, and so yeah, that was another one that
The theater guy, he's a
yeah,
theater.
Yeah.
He's got the
yeah,
chops.
yep.
Carrie, real dirt?
Real dirt. Yes, real dirt.
Oh,
Honey, honey.
you're a pro.
I grew up doing muck fights with my siblings in the pond, okay? Yeah, I'm not afraid of real dirt. That was the most fun I've ever had in my whole career. It was such a fun day. I loved it. More
Yeah,
dirt.
Like doing a fake burial, you know?
well,
Yeah,
that scene, I
very.
mean, if you look at that and you go back and watch this, which we have a couple of several times, when she says it's not in the script, more dirt. And you see me go, more. I mean, that's all real. I mean, I am piling it on her.
I still feel like we
Yeah.
didn't do enough. I'm still mad about having my elbow in my eyes, but I think we should have really gone for it.
And
Oh,
she's cussing me. You should have heard the stuff we had to take out underneath.
well.
She was
Ah,
just MFing me up and down the street.
it was so fun and so much blood. It was great. Very sticky day, but really fun.
Well, as we come to the end of our time here, Shea and Carrie, for each of you, what is the one quality that you admire in the other?
Oh,
Ooh.
I can tell you that Shea is one of the most soulful people I know, which is what makes him such an astonishing actor. And I was saying it's, every character he plays has a very real and deep and considered interior life. And you believe that that person is thinking the thoughts as they're happening because they are, because that's just the kind of, artist he is.
That's nice. I think I think I touched on it a little bit. I think it's commitment and respect, which I
She
feel.
wanted more dirt.
More
Yeah.
dirt.
No, but all kidding aside, my respect level for her is through the roof, and that's something that's earned. You can't, you got to earn stuff like that. And for me, like I miss it when I'm not around her. That's how I gauge people now in my life. When I'm not around them, do I miss them or do I not think about them? And I think about her. So, that's it's a big thing for me.
So is it fair to say that we will likely see you two on screen again in the future?
Or, out to
We're,
dinner.
we're doing Ghostbusters next.
Yeah, if I could rope Shay into Ghostbusters, maybe.
Hey, Shay, there's nothing wrong with that, man. Hey,
Hey, hey,
we
hey.
get to see you with the outfit and everything, blasting a ghost.
Yeah,
Join the
sure.
franchise.
Sure. I think we turned it on its head, man. And I got an idea. I'll talk to you about it.
Maybe Carrie will see you running and chasing Tom Cruise or something or another. I don't know, but either way,
If they ask, I'm still very fast for my age.
She's
I believe it.
very fast, and she lets me know it all.
Well, both of you, thank you so much for your time here. Really, really appreciate it. And also, too, like I said earlier, this is a small film. It's wonderful to see you two on screen playing characters against type that just, I think, are a lot of fun and bucks the stereotypes of what people would expect from a crime film such as this. So thank you for giving us something fresh, something fun, and hopefully more will be seen in the future.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for getting this out there for us, man.
You got it.